Hey y'all, it's Lilac. Welcome to the Lilac Broom. I've been trying to do a reading all day. Just a general reading that I can post on my YouTube page. And and I think that my starts were good. Like I was getting some really good intuitive hits, but I kept getting interrupted. So I stopped. I made a meat sauce, which I turned into American chop suey. I went shopping and I bought food for a baby shower tomorrow, and I made sandwich platters for the baby shower tomorrow. And now I'm going to give it one more try. One more try. This is it, guys. All right. So we had a full moon on September 17th, which was yesterday. Okay. So we're 24 hours after the full moon hit the autumn moon? No. Harvest moon? So the energy from that would probably just have a more intense feeling. I don't really have much to say about the moon cycle itself, but I was definitely feeling a more mercurial fire sign type aroused energy. So it just feels like the fire signs are being pressured, maybe because they are the natural born leaders of the zodiac. And that's not to say that only fire signs are leaders. They just have a presence about how they are front and center in things. Anyway, enough about that. Let's drop a Celtic cross and see what we get, shall we? We're just going to start over because any important message is likely to reemerge. So I totally gave up on trying to freshen up. Forget it. I'm not even wearing makeup today. Okay? So this is going to be about the content, not about the beautifulness of the person giving you the message. Okay. I have my little cat with me. She's never here. That was part of the reason why I wanted to do this reading, because Daisy is here with me. She's my little baby. She's not usually, like, she is never usually the one who's with me, but she's just like literally chilling here. All right, first card out, Strength in reverse. Fire sign Leo in reverse, feeling not in their element of strength. Not surprising. The water of the full moon, the fact that we are in Libra. Libra is like urging us to find a way to collaborate fairly and give all parties what they need and want. The problem that throws it off balance is that any given person believes that they are entitled to something, right? So their version of what's fair, equitable, is different from possibly your version of it. So reversed strength. The challenge at the moment is death. The ending of something. It's hard to end something, or hard to close out a cycle. It's hard to endure an injustice. It's a weird color, right? It's actually an energy drink. I just finished cooking, so I said, let me give myself a little energy drink, put a little alcohol in there. And that's exactly what I did. In the past, the King of Pentacles is reversed. The moon is also present, bringing us to the Ace of Cups. Interesting. The story emerging. I could be reading for potentially a male fire sign, because we've got fire sign and we've got king. And this king is, his finances have been rocky for some time, judging from this. Murky, and he's a king, so, he's got finances to work with. So we're not talking about someone who's just been struggling. We're talking about someone whose money's tied up. The weird thing is the outcome brings us to this Ace of Cups, something new that pops into this person's story this new love, this new feeling of freedom and abundance. You know, Ace of Cups is all about love. But even though this is the cycle, even though this is the challenge, even though this is what's happening, it's not really gonna go well. Not at first. This is the Nine of Swords. And the Four of Cups. I mean, it's an emotional situation. This is the reason. Try to remember that as above, so below. What you think about, you bring about. It's good to ask to be shrouded in positivity, to ask people to pray for you, to ask people to send good energy to you. These are all things that you should do in a case like this. You need some people pulling for you, whoever this is that I'm reading for. You need people pulling for you. Find your allies, and it's not wrong to look for them or to ask for their help. You know, because this financial burdens from, you know, over the past 5 years or so have now resulted in emotional burdens for this king. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to this king? The Empress came out, so some strong female energy to help the process, or at least energetically feminine energy. You know, it doesn't have to be a woman. I'm seeing a tree in the picture. It doesn't show a person. And the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So at the end of things, at the end of this cycle, you are going to have to find satisfaction with what is left. It has to be enough, is what I'm getting. I get the sense that someone is standing on principle, standing up for what they believe in. You know, and that principle is leading them off of a path that's more traditional onto a path that is less traditional, and hence maybe not many other people can relate to your decisions. You might have to go it alone. But I asked for one more piece of something to end this with, and I got the Star. This is a very good omen. That means that the things I just told you, if they're true for you, would just indicate that by going in this alternative direction, you are ushering in a time of abundance, and you're bringing to you blessings. All right. We're going to jump off into the Kipper. Kipper is a fortune-telling deck. Ooh. Okay, Kipper. Yes, my good kitty. My kitty's giving me good energy tonight. Oops. High Honor and Privileged Lady are two cards that came out. So, you know, if you're worried about a younger feminine energy, if you're a younger woman, this person is going to be fine. High Honor would indicate that, you know, this person has their own karma, okay? If this is your children or someone that you know who's a younger woman, younger employee, sister, cousin, whomever, niece, everything's going to work out fine in their situation, which should give you peace of mind that it's also going to work out fine in yours, because you may be making sacrifices for the benefit of that person. Okay. Poverty card came out. You know, I just can't help but relate that poverty card to the fact that what you are going to have left over has to be enough. All right, let's get an oracle card from the Gothic Oracle. I haven't used this deck in a while. Can't wait to see what comes out for you. This deck is awesome. It is the Dance with Death. I mean, we just talked about death, and now you're being told to dance with death, okay? the ending of something. The ending of something. Dance with Death. So I'm going to read from the book that accompanies the Oracle deck, and that will be the end of this reading. So here we go. Dance with Death. It's about risk, guys. It says risk. A young woman, radiant and full of life, takes a dance step with the Dark Lord himself. With his skeletal fingers tenderly holding her waist and brushing her shoulder, he sensitively looks down at her red hair, adorned with a white flower. This relationship is reminiscent of the marriage between Hades and Persephone of Greek mythology. Spending part of the year on Earth with her mother, Demeter, Persephone would descend into the underworld with her husband during the time we recognize as winter. While there, all of nature would shrivel and die until she returned to her mother in the spring. Dance with Death can at times arrive as a warning. Are you taking risks that could become hazardous? Or is a choice you're making precarious or even dangerous? This card urges you to consider what the outcome might be and if you're making more than you might gain from a certain decision. Risking more than you might gain. To dance with death is to potentially make a sacrifice. When it is at its most favorable, this card could be suggesting that a small risk is worth taking. While you would be advised to not endanger either your health or security, there will be times when taking a chance can pay off or a gamble could reap rewards. That card, the book, what it said about it was kind of wishy-washy to me. I think you have to look at it and decide, am I putting the death equals an ending? Am I putting an ending to something that needs to end? Am I doing it the right way? Is this how I want to end it? Is this when I want to end it? Is this ending going to bring me a benefit? Would it be better to end something later down the line to benefit me? I really feel like I need to say to somebody that it's important to do what benefits you in the outcome. All right, so I'm going to grab just one more Enchanted Map Oracle. We haven't pulled from this deck today, but it feels like the more positive deck I have out, and I just want to see what we get. Cleaning House, number 37. It's definitely about cleaning up the house, not the physical house, but it's time to clear the clutter to make way for better things. Isn't it interesting, guys, how these cards all kind of roll with a theme? You're watching me pull them randomly from different decks, and yet here we are. When you see the Cleaning House card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life, get rid of unwanted things in your physical home, and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your conscience must be clear for you to move freely in the world. What a strong statement, and so true. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest. Clean house. It can be hard to know what to get rid of in your life, but a lot of times that card's going to show up when there's something that's sort of in front of you that, you've got the blinders for it. You don't recognize the harm it is doing to you. And so you resist getting rid of it. Understandable. But it can be done, and it should be done, as I'm seeing in the cards. And if this sounds like you, it could be about you. But either way, I think it was a really good reading, and I'm glad we did this. And my kitty stayed. Look, she's so cute. She stayed. And here's your cards. Thanks for joining me, guys. Namaste.